We're here to talk through the Skyscrapers puzzle by Salih Alan called 2 and 3. We'll recognize that with so many clues given, a first quick place to start is just looking for rows or columns that have limited spots for the 6, the largest building in the space. That can't be near a clue that's 2 or larger, so a 6 goes here on the left side. That eliminates all the options except for this spot for the right column, and actually puts a 6 then here from the top. The bottom row has these 2 options for a 6. This row has these 3 options for a 6. This row has these 3 options for a 6. All of those look compatible right now with these outside clues. Now there's something in general about skyscrapers of recognizing which clues may have more information, and actually 2s have more information than 3s, so I'm going to start my search in this puzzle by looking at the 2s. And the first thing that stands out by just looking at all of these is we actually have 4 pairs where we've got 2s on extremes of the grid. And why are those useful? Well, they're useful because a 5 is not a clue that can be very far from a 2, basically one off the tallest building. For instance, I can't put a 5 here because I'd then be seeing 3 buildings. I'd see the first building, the 5, and the 6. And that is true of all the interior cells, that from one side or the other of a pair like this 2, a 5 would be seen and not be hidden by the 6. So the 5 must be either in the first or last column of a pair like this first row. When we actually get 2 such pairs, we can say that in 2 spaces, so we actually know where the 5 goes in these spots, except that now this intersects with a 2 clue coming down, and that would eliminate this spot as a potential place for the 5, puts in this 5 and this 5 straight away. There are 2 pairs top down that do the same, and with the 5 at the top of this first column, it means there's a 5 at the bottom of this third column, and so we've used most of the information from these 2s in making those placements. This 5 points to this 3 clue, so not as useful. These 2 clues are actually now satisfied, but this 2 clue looks to be pretty important. It has to not see this 5, so the 6 has to be hidden behind it. And doing that now limits these placements for the other digits. Let's now still try to place some more 5s, and let's still look towards the digit 2. So this is a column where we've got to place a 5. I can't put a 5 here because we'd see 1, 2, and then 3 buildings, which means that the 5 is in one of these 2 cells as the last rows that can take a 5 in this column. But if this 6 is behind the 5, that would cause an issue. So we can actually eliminate a 6 from this cell, force a 6 here and a 6 here, and leave a 5 in one of these 2 cells as a sure placement. Those 6s give us a little bit of progress elsewhere. We now know we have to have a 3, 4 in the cell and hide these 2 buildings. This 6 being all the way far away puts a 4 in the cell, and these will be 1, 2, 3 hidden from that 4. This can be a 1, 2, 3, but no longer can be a 4. So now in this column, got to place a 4, but we're seeing 3 buildings. So 4, 5, 6 would work, and it has to go straight, or that's not going to be okay. These are now all 1, 2, 3. That seems reasonable, but over here we've got a 1, 2, 3, but this 2 has to be a bigger building than that. That makes this a 2, 3, makes this a 1, 2. But this 2 has to see a building and hide this building versus that. So that means this must be a 2, this must be a 1, this must be a 3. And it now quickly propagates up where, this is a 4, this remaining digit in that space is a 1. For this 1 row to work out, we have to see the digit 5. So 1 and 5 and 6 are seen. So 5 will have to be the first building caught there. There still needs to be a 4 in this column, but the only space left is right here. And the last 4s will go in these 2 cells and these 2 cells. Recognizing we have a 2 that's hiding a building, this will have to be a 1, 2, 3, but 1's too small, and 2 would place a 1 right here, so this is 3, hiding a 2, that moves over this 4, moves over this 4, which pushes up this 5. This last space for that 5 puts in this 3. Got a 1, 2 to finish this bottom row. You have a 1, 3 coming up here, 1, 2 over in this column. This is a 2, 3 coming up, but that 3 over makes this 2, 3. This 2 makes this 1, 2. Last digit here in the space is a 3. We've got 2 and 1 and 1 and 3, and we finish the grid. So good puzzle for this Friday. Not as hard as a typical Friday, but it really was started by seeing the power of these 2 clues, particularly these 4 pairs that are left in green, and then how that influenced other digits around to slowly get this 6, to place this 4, to place this 4, to eventually get a 3, 2, 1 set, and other cascading series from the other 2s. So hope you got something through this video. Thanks, we'll see you again soon.